Hi guys, I'm Mayhoes, and today I'll be talking to you about how you can change your mouse debounce time up to 2 ms using the BY8948 exploit. This exploit can only be done on select mice that have a BY8948 MCU chip, so if you want to know if your mouse has this chip, watch more of the video. Before I start, I just want to give credit to Reverse Flesh. He was the one who pioneered this method and I discovered it through him. If you want to check out his stuff, link is in the description. Alright, so if you have been watching my channel for a while, you will notice that I made a video about the Delux M700 PMW3389 and how you can actually change the debounce time of it down to 2 ms. If you're curious about how I did it, you can go ahead and watch it, but the basic gist of it is that the Delux M700 PMW3389 uses the BY8948 chip made by Wealth Electronics. This microcontroller is actually used by Glorious Mice, as well as some other mice that I will mention later. Have you ever noticed that some gaming mouse software looks alike? That's probably because they have the same microcontroller in them. Reddit user QHC Mobile noticed this and had a brilliant idea of making these BY8948 mice work with the software of a particular BY8948 mouse that has a debounce time setting. Confused? In order for it to be clear, let's say for example that I have a Model O to my left and the SPC Gearlix Plus to my right. Now the Model O has a BY8948 microcontroller and a PMW3360 sensor, while the SPC Gearlix Plus also has a BY8948 microcontroller and a PMW3360 sensor. Both of their software have a debounce time setting. The question is, what will happen if you use the SPC Gearlix Plus software for the Model O mouse? Will the software even recognize the Model O in place of the SPC Gear mouse? The answer is yes. With some simple modifications of the SPC software, we can actually use this for the Model O and other BY8948 mice. The same applies for the Model O software. If you modify it and plug in a BY8948 mouse, it will recognize it and you will be able to use the software as well as adjust the debounce time. Now for the first case, both mice already have a debounce setting on each of their own software, so there's no point in modding both. A better example would be the Machinic M620 and the SPC Gearlix Plus. The Machinic M620 has a BY8948 microcontroller and the PMW3389 sensor. However, unlike the Model O and the SPC Gearlix Plus, the M620 software does not have a debounce time setting. We can remedy this by tweaking the SPC Gearlix Plus software in recognizing the M620, even if they have a different sensor. If you want to know how to do this on the M620, Reverse Flash has a tutorial about it, link in the description. Before I go on further, I just want to promote my new Discord server called Dirt Tillers. If you want more interaction with me or have some questions, feel free to drop by and say hi to us. Now, the question that you all have been waiting for to be answered. How do we recognize a BY8948 mouse? There are two ways. It's either you open up your mice and check the ID of the microcontroller, or the easier way, which is checking for the characteristics of a BY8948 mouse. A BY8948 will have the following characteristics. 1. The mouse sensor is usually a PMW3360, 3389, 3327, 3335, or 3325. 2. Appearance is usually honeycomb, but again, there are some exceptions. 3. The software is similar to either the Model O or a G-Wolves Hattie. 4. The microcontroller is made by Wealth. You can check this by using the USB 3 view and selecting the port that your mice is plugged in. 5. If you open the file location of the software and there's a cfg.ini, That's already a good sign. 6. In the said cfg.ini file, if you find the keywords combo 2 or combo 3, then it's most likely a BY8948 mice. 7. If you did all the steps and somehow the exploit didn't work, then the mouse is probably a BY8832, usually combo 2 mice. As of now, the only method to differentiate the two is to physically open the mouse and look at the MCU ID or ask the manufacturer for it. By the way, you don't need to buy or have the mouse in order to check the cfg.ini file. You can just go to the official website and install the driver. After that, you can go ahead and look for the cfg.ini file in the software folder. There are two known types of a BY8948 mouse. It's either a combo 2 or a combo 3 variant. A surefire way to check if it's a combo 2 or a combo 3 is to open the cfg.ini and check there. But why is knowing this important? This is because a combo 2 mouse will only work with a software that is designed for combo 2s, while a combo 3 mouse will only work with a software that's designed for combo 3s. If you mismatch the two, the exploit might not work and will be buggy. Here's the list of BY8948 mice compiled into one document, along with details like sensor and the combo type of a mouse. All of it I got from Flesh's MCU list, which I will link in the description. If you know any other mice that might be a BY8948, please message me on Discord or join my Discord server to report it to me so that I can put it on this list. Let's get to the actual tutorial on how to do the exploit. I'm assuming that the mouse you have does not have a debounce time setting. Step 1. You need to identify if the mouse is a BY8948 using the checklist I showed you. Step 2. You need to identify if the mouse is either a combo 2 or a combo 3 variant. Step 3. Go to the file that I compiled and check out any of the mouse that matches the combo ID and the sensor of the mouse you have. Step 4. Download and install the matching mouse software that you chose. In my case, I currently have a Delux M700 PMW3389 that is a combo 3 variant, so I am going to download any of the G-Wolves Hattie software. Step 5. Download USB 3 view. Step 6. Check your mouse PID using the USB 3 view. You can do this by opening USB 3 view and clicking the port that your mouse is in. Copy the PID or memorize it. Step 7. Open the cfg.ini file of the mouse software. Find the PID and replace that with your current copied PID that you got on step 6. Step 8. If the sensors are different, you can try pasting the following. For a 3360 sensor, paste the following. For a 3389 sensor, paste the following. For a 3327 sensor, paste the following. For a 3335 sensor, paste the following. For a 3325 sensor, paste the following. For other possible sensors that I didn't mention, I would be providing a copy of it in the description, as well as the ones that I already mentioned. In my case, I don't need to paste anything, but just for an example, let's say that my mouse sensor is a 3360. Next is to rename the sensor number. In this case, it's 2. Once that's pasted, go ahead and change the sensor name to your current one. You will need to add a 0x to the sensor ID. In this case, it's 0x3360. If your sensor is already the correct one, then there's no need to do step 8. Step 9. Save the file as an administrator and then go ahead and open the software with the modified cfg.ini file. You can then now use this software to lower your debounce time. You might remember me mentioning earlier that you can in fact change the debounce time setting to as low as 2 ms. It's actually pretty simple. Once you set up the whole cfg.ini file and you already successfully made the software recognize a foreign mouse, then all you need to do is the following. Step 1. Open cfg.ini with Notepad. Step 2. Go and find the debounce value in the cfg.ini file. In my case, it's named debounce val, but in other mice softwares, the name will be different. It might be named debounce hw, like in this HK gaming software. One thing to look out for is the keyword debounce and the first value, which will always be set to 2 by default. Step 3. Once you identify it, change the first value from 2 to 1. Step 4. Save it as an administrator again. And then finally, step 5. Run the software and adjust the debounce time to 2. If you don't believe that this setting is actually a 2 ms setting and you think I'm just spoofing up the debounce show value, then you can go ahead and check out my Delux M700 video. Check out the proof part that I posted in this timestamp. There's also a CPS test, so make sure to check it out. Generally, when it comes to mouse choices, Minecraft players tend to be limited to a few select brands like Glorious, Bloody, and Rokat. They are afraid of trying out other mice due to debounce time being the ultimate factor of the decision. My aim in making this video is to get rid of that fear of trying out non-mainstream mice and to inform and widen the mouse choices of Minecraft players. Let's not try to limit our consumer choices just because of debounce time and a CPS. Instead, you should look for alternative mice like these that will give you value. Check your mouse or continue looking for cheap BY8948 mice. Some of these mice sell for just $20. An example would be the Aegis AJ390 or the Delux M700 PMW3389. Compare these pieces to the big three. I'd say it's worth looking further into. Lastly, a word of warning before I let you go. In theory, this exploit should work. However, if you plan to try this, keep in mind that there's a small chance that it will not work due to every mice being unique. Which is why we need to physically test this exploit in order to declare it working. Unfortunately, I do not have the resources to buy every model listed in the Google Sheets and test them myself. This is where content creators come in play. People who would risk it in order to provide content. If you happen to own a mouse that you think is a BY8948, then I suggest you test this yourself and post it so that everyone can see. You should also let me know in my Discord server so that I can update the list. I think that's everything I wanted to say. I put a lot of effort into my videos, so I would appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day.